Welcome. Today, three more questions, all simple questions today. 147, 148, 149. I'll start 147 first. See, all the questions they want IXX, IYY. So, usual statement. Now, make a note. See, fully symmetrical about YY. Therefore, when you divide into parts, see here, you need not locate YY by calculation. Means X bar is not required. Okay, directly mark YY. But x axis you have to locate from here. A1, Y1, A2, Y2, A3, Y3. One more thing. See, this is 70 radius, 140, 60. These two offsets are not given. See here, from center they marked. Means these two are equal. Therefore, you can take single isosceles triangle now. No need of dividing into two triangles here. But not if it is unequal, like earlier question solved. So, A1, Y1, A2, Y2, A3, Y3. Here you can see A1, Y1, A2, Y2, A3, Y3, total area, Y bar will come. Exercise question 112.812. 112.812 means 60 up to centroid is 60 plus 40 is 100. But 112, see, slightly above. This is XX. From the bottom edge here, see from AB, this distance is, remember, 112 point, how much answer? 812. From the top it will become, from the topmost edge, it will become 97.188. How means search? 97.188. Okay. Now calculate moment of inertia. Where I kept it here. Okay. See, this all exercise questions you should solve correctly. I am giving much more explanation than required for exercise question. Okay, start. IXX. Part 1. I about, this is G1, I forgot right here, G1. I about its own centroidal axis. It is 0.00686 into diameter 140 power 4 Ig plus area pi by 8 of 140 square is the area into centroid to here. This distance square is 97.188. See, 188. 97.188 minus how much? 70 will give this distance. See, first get this distance. 97.188 minus 70. You will get this distance plus 2d by 3 pi. 2 into 140 divided by 3 pi whole square. Okay, over. This is IXX for 1. Then plus IXX for 2. Waste of time explaining rectangle. See, rectangle, if I waste time explaining now, there will be no end for it. By 12, exercise question 140 into 80 into 112.812 812 minus 60 minus 80 by 2 whole square. If this is not clear, you better not study anything from my class. Plus for lastly, remember isosceles triangle, I about own axis. 140 into 60 cube by 36. 140 into 60 cube by 36 plus half into 140 into how much? 60 is the area into centroid is here. This distance square is 112.812. 812 minus 2/3 of 60. 2/3 of 60 whole square. You will get I about XX. Okay. I about YY. Now remember now, instead of wasting time, when you do I about YY, G1, G2, G3, all of them lie in the YY axis. So for all the three, when you write Ig plus A square, area into 0 square. Okay, start. I write here. IYY. Pi by 128 into 140 power 4 plus pi by 8 into 140 square is the area into 0 square. First figure over. Second one, I over y. 210 into 140 cube divided by 12 Ig plus 210 into 140 is the area into 0 square. Why you are doing 0 square. Second also over. Plus lastly, I about own y axis 60 into 140 cube divided by, remember, 48. Why I will not explain now, too late. Plus half into 60 into 140. People will be there to wonder how 48 came. No, just came from sky. Whole square is I about y over. Next, second question. Next question is 148. 148. I'll write first because to save the time. I don't want to waste time calculating in front of you. 148. This question, see, what we will do? We will divide into a rectangle and semicircle. See, this is 90 by 50. 50 by 90. Okay, then, see, this offset is 15, this offset 15. 15 plus 15, 30. 30 plus 50, this full will be 80. That means its diameter is 80, therefore radius will be 40. Okay. Total will be 90 plus 40, 130. Now, this is perfectly, see, last question was symmetrical about YY, XX you located. This time, symmetrical about XX. See, no need of locating XX by calculation. So, directly mark here. This is XX. Okay. Directly XX. Where means pass into centroids. If you want, you can write here. How much here? Each of them will be here 25, 25. There if you want 40, 40. Okay. But YY you have to locate. A1 x1 plus A2 x2 divided by total area x bar will come. Calculate. See, A1 x1, A2 x2 by total area, you will get x bar 67.210. 90, 45, see here. YY. 67.210. Then from that side it will come 62.790. Okay. Axis located. See, simple questions. These all questions are important. See, if you go to competitive examination or some academic questions solve, such questions they are giving. Not the huge question which we solved earlier. But those huge questions are for thorough understanding. Start. IXX. See, people will be there to comment. Simply telling something, not explaining properly. I cannot do anything. I will tell them, see the question number, lecture number. Then you realize and see all what I have done earlier, how much I shouted class after class, and repeatedly told my class meant for serious people. That I about XX. See, when you do I about XX, remember G1, G2 both lie in XX. Therefore, 0 square later. 90 into 50 cube. 50 cube by 12 Ig plus area. 90 into 50 is the area into 0 square. That is for first one. Second one, I about own axis. Pi by 128 into diameter is 80 power 4 Ig plus pi by 8 of 80 square is the area into once again 0 square over IXX over IYY. I'll start from here. First, centroidal axis. 50 into 90 cube. 50 into 90 cube by 12 Ig plus 50 into 90 is the area into centroid here is 67.210 minus 90 by 2 whole square. Y means no answer. Whole square, 90 by 2 whole square. Okay, first one over. Plus second one. I about own centroidal axis. 0.00686 into 80 power 4 Ig plus area. Pi by 8 of 80 square is the area into, see, this distance square, be careful, 62.790, subtract 40 minus 40, that will give you this distance, plus 2d by 3 pi, plus 2 into 80, divide, you write horizontally, not this way, one after the other one, complete to be square. Iy also over. Now, instead of pausing, I will directly solve the last question. So today's class is very short class. I told that I am recording non-stop for upcoming 4-5 classes because going to native place. 149. So the daily uploading, I don't want to break. 149. Sufficient, 3 questions. You work out. See, for me it took only what? Little lesser time. But for you to work out, it will take some time. Daily lesser, see, less number of questions per day means people get more interest. They will solve at least. If I give some 7-8 questions means they won't solve 1 or even 2 questions. If I give 3 or 4, some will try 3 or 4. See, when you walk somewhere, when you know the distance is too far, you lose interest. When you know it is nearby, you have interest. Okay. Last one is very simple. See, 65 radius. See, now they told this radius is 65. So I will first mark the semicircle here. See, anything missing? 65, 30, 30, something missing. I don't know. It's okay. 65 radius. See, diameter I want to see. If radius is 65, diameter is 65 into 2 is 130. See, 65 is the radius, 130 is the diameter. So, I will plot diameter of 130 here. First, 130 and 130, okay. Okay, somewhat, okay. This is, okay, over. Now the center. So, for this one, diameter is 130 and this radius is how much? 65 and the total height is diameter equal to 130. Then, this is given 50. So, this is 50. So, where is 50 here? This is 50 here, means offset is 15, 15. 65, 15 and 15. Okay. So this is 50. I'll put here. How much length? Length is 90. Little bigger. Okay. Somewhat to scale. Exact scale is not possible. 1, this is 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Okay, up to here. Okay. So this full is 90. 90. Width I will mark later. Where to mark later? See, then there is one more here, identical. See, identical here also. Here, same way, no change. Identical here, whatever is there. Okay, somewhat as neat as possible. Oh no, hold on. It should look like quadrant, semicircle. Okay, now reasonably okay. Don't worry too much. Okay, now here also, see, somewhere here I will mark rectangle height. That is given as 50. These offsets are not required. If required, you write here. So, rectangle is 50 by 90. This also diameter equal to how much? Same, 130. And this offset also equal to how much? This offset also equal to 65. Okay, now correctly observe. I will take rectangle as 1. This is 2. This is 3 for some reason. Okay. G1, G3, G2. Now make a note. This is perfectly symmetrical about xx. So no need of locating xx by calculation. Means no y bar xx direct. If you want from the extreme and anywhere, actually not required. Okay, start sufficient. It is midpoint. But fortunately, it is also symmetrical about yy. Oh, this question yy asymmetrical. So this other things are not required. Okay. Therefore, dimensions not required. If you want, you can write here also. If it is 90, how much here? This is 45, this is 45. If you want full further, this is how much? If this one, if you want these two, it will be 45 plus 65, 105. 105, correct? Yes. And if you want by chance the total length from here to here, it is 65, 65, 130. 130 plus 90 is 220. 220 if you want. 220, then something wrong there. One minute. This is how much? 45 plus 65. 45 plus 65 is 45 plus 65 is 110. Oh, see, something happened there. Calculator problem. 110. 110, 110. Okay. Now, see, directly start. IXX. See what I am doing. First for rectangle, I will do for 1. 90 into 50 cube by 12. IG plus area. 90 into 50 is the area into centroid lies in XX 0 square. This is for your rectangle plus. There are two semicircle here. Do for 2. First about its own axis. Pi by 128 into diameter how much? 130 power 4 IG plus area. Pi by 8 of, what is the answer? Pi by 8 of diameter is 130 square into that also centroid lies here 0 square. Pi by 8 actually, if it is not clear, plus pi by 8, okay, 0 square. This is for this semicircle. Same for this one, so multiply by 2. So I for 1, I for 2, identical I for 3 over IYY. First, I about its own axis. 50 into 90 cube by 12. See how simple questions. This all will give you perfect what? Knowledge about moment of inertia into centroid lies there, so 0 square. If someone wants to explain, sir, why 0 square means, I will tell usual answer. My class not suitable for you. Okay, plus this is for 1. Here, see. I about its own centroid axis. 0.00686 into diameter. 130 power 4 plus area. Pi by 8 of 130 square is the area into, see, G2 lies in XX, but it is outside YY, into from G2 to YY, this distance square, that is 45 plus this distance is 2 into diameter 130 divided by 3 pi whole square will give for what? 2. Identical for 3. See, once again same thing. So multiply by 2. I for 1 for 2 into 2 because identical for 3. Calculate. 3 questions. Class is a little short. I will have done one more question. Leave it. Sufficient. Okay. 3 questions. Usually exercise question means per class 3 or 4. I think I have to think of some questions now. Leave it sufficient. Now all these questions work out. Okay. Next class we'll meet. Thank you.